Inefficiency is a big one as well, where innovation will affect that because as things evolve, your competition is taking innovations, making their operations more efficient, and being able to do things more effectively.
Warning: Damian Andrews' growing revenue and profit, if implemented, will put more money in your pocket. Please use with caution.
Damien Andrews, growing revenue and profit, and we're talking about neglecting innovation today. Neglecting innovation is really where you will fall behind your competition. The world continually evolves. When you look at how things are done today, they're very different from how it was done yesterday, a week ago, a month ago, a year ago. And that evolution is what keeps you moving forward and keeping you up with what everyone else is doing. And so you're not falling behind. And when you look at innovation and how that works, Apple is a great example of a company that does that very well. When you look at, say, an iPhone, and when they release a new iPhone, that current iPhone is far from obsolete. It still has a lot of characteristics that work. People certainly have iPhones that are several years old, that work quite well. But if they stopped there and didn't innovate, all of a sudden they would fall behind the market. And this is where it's really important to look at how can you innovate. And there's processes that you can put in place. We certainly have that with exceptional effort and the continuous improvement module. And there's a number of aspects within that that you can actually draw out that innovation from within your organization at no extra cost. It's beautiful. It works wonderful. So that can really help you not fall behind the competition. But what it does is by not innovating, by not regularly improving how you're doing things, you certainly reduce your competitive advantage, which will result in you falling behind because innovation drives that new product, new service, or even just a new way of dealing with things that adds that little bit of extra value to your customers to keep them coming back and also to attract new customers. You also can have a declining market relevance because we are constantly evolving. We're constantly expecting new things. When you look at, say, for example, you might have had a favorite TV show as a kid, and now you watch that as an adult and go, yeah, it's probably not as as good as I thought it was. Because and it's not because the show has changed. The show hasn't changed. You have changed. The world has evolved. We've moved forward. So you can actually, by not innovating regularly, you become less relevant in society. So you need to keep growing. As they say of nature, if it's not growing, it's dying. As your organization, you need to be growing. Inefficiency is a big one as well, where innovation will affect that because as things evolve, your competition is taking innovations, making their operations more efficient, and being able to do things more effectively. We know we can get more done with less now than we could 20 years ago. And so that creates an efficiency which gives you an advantage, or if you don't do it, puts you at a disadvantage where other people can do things at a much lower cost than you, which means they've got the ability to price you out of the market. And that's something where innovation is really, really critical to have a process to move forward and reduce those costs so you can still remain price competitive in the market while providing the same value. The last thing that you want is someone coming along and offering the same value as you at a lower price point. Why would they choose? Why would somebody choose you? Um, so this is where innovation is really important. And we do cover that off in the program Innovation Genius, which really takes you through all the steps that you need to do to consistently innovate within your company. Your other component that innovation is good for, and it might not seem it at the time, but this ability to adapt to change. Many times, change can be forced upon us. We obviously had something like that recently in the past few years when COVID pandemic come in. People had to adapt to change and they were forced to change, which is really good from a number of aspects. It showed a lot of people that they could actually change. But if you have that process of constantly innovating, like we show you in Innovation Genius, it's how you can continuously do that. So when something big like COVID happens, you can adapt really, really quickly because you've got the systems and processes in place. This is where that's really, really important. The other thing that is really important with innovation that helps a lot is employee disengagement. And this is a big one with culture, especially today when we're talking about the changing demographics. The baby boomers are retiring. There's not as many people out there working. We've also got people wanting to work very differently because of COVID. Very few people want to go back to the office full time because they've experienced it. They know what it's like to work from home. They know how they can structure their day. They know how they're not losing an hour or more every day in travel. They're able to accomplish so much more in their own personal lives. And as a result, we need to innovate and adjust to that. And that when we adjust to that, we're able to create an environment where employees are much more engaged with how we operate. Now, yes, they say there's two things people complain about: change and the way things are, which is true. But from that perspective, you can take that a step further. And when dealing with and working with the employees that you work with, you can have a process that they're actively engaged in the innovation process. And therefore, they really, really enjoy being part of the group because they're feeling valued, they're feeling appreciated because they're contributing to that innovation. And that's part of, through exceptional effort and through Innovation Genius. Leadership Genius is a different program that we have to do with leaders. But Innovation Genius, we take you through how you can actually implement processes that the employees contribute to the growth and innovation of the company and feel appreciated, which is a really, really key aspect of that. Doing things in a way where they feel appreciated. Appreciation counts for so, so much employee retention. If employees feel very appreciated for what they do, it's unlikely they'll even look at being somewhere else because they appreciate they have that warm, fuzzy feeling about where they're working. So there's some key elements to do with innovation. There's a lot more to cover off, and we'll deal with that in other videos. But I just wanted to talk about how important innovation is to growing your revenue and profit. It's really critical so that you don't fall behind your competitors, and that's a behind position is really, really difficult to catch up on. So it's best to put in place processes where you're continually innovating and moving forward so that you can stay up with the competition, not fall behind. And we have some great programs on how to do that, very easy to implement. Exceptional effort, and especially the continuous improvement module and Innovation Genius, great programs that a lot of organizations have got fantastic value out of, and has helped them stop falling behind their competition, stay ahead, so that they're not outside of that group and struggling to keep up, and then having to make really, really big decisions to address how to get back from being so far behind. This is Damian Andrews for Growing Revenue and Profit.